So you hear all of your favorite influencers and finfluencers talking about all the great things about crypto and how much money they're making, even the ones that are in DeFi, 150% APR, 200% APR, but a lot of them never actually explain to you the risk. And the main risk when it comes to DeFi and liquidity pools and yield farming is impermanent loss. Now, I want to show you how liquidity pools work in an easy way to understand it before we get into what actually impermanent loss is. So let's go over here to our diagram where it shows what I call the NASDAQ example. So the NASDAQ example essentially shows you how liquidity works in the NASDAQ. So essentially, in order for a market to be liquid, you have to have dollars and you have to have stocks or crypto or whatever it is that you're trading. Okay. Now, every single time I decide that I want to go buy Apple using cash or cash using Apple, what ends up happening is there is a fee assessed from the NASDAQ. Now, their markets work a tad bit different, but usually I use this diagram to make things easy to digest and understand. Now, they've got stuff that where they're able to actually capitalize on their fees much better because crypto decentralized finance is growing and it is getting more efficient as we do this, but it's very new and there are different things that we don't have access to that centralized finance does currently. But just like the internet, we didn't start off at blazing speed internet or fiber. Things keep getting progressively better and faster and more efficient. But in the meantime, let's talk a little bit about this. So the NASDAQ, again, every single time there is a trade made between Apple and cash and Apple, a fee is taken of anywhere between $10 and $150, depending on the size of the trade. They take a small percentage of every single trade. The thing about this is the NASDAQ keeps every single fee that comes out of there. Now, again, they have certain things in crypto. We've got these things called liquidity pools. What is a liquidity pool? A liquidity pool is a crowdsourced pool of money where anybody in the world, be it India, Bangladesh, Dubai, Southeast Asia, North Carolina, anybody in the world, as long as they have a wallet and as long as they have access to the internet. And so when they pool these two cryptos together, just like the NASDAQ, anytime there is a trade between one crypto and another, there is a fee that is charged, and those liquidity providers share those fees as long as they are in that liquidity pool. Now, you can see here, what do the liquidity providers earn? Well, they earn the tokens that they put money into. So you can see here, we've got XYZ token and Bancor token. The passive revenue from the trading fees goes to the liquidity providers in the form of XYZ token and Bancor tokens. Okay. Now, what is impermanent loss? See, a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to put my money in there and poof, I'm not going to suffer any risk whatsoever. Now, in terms of like having all your crypto, walk out of the liquidity pool on its own, that's not going to happen. But in terms of having what we call impermanent loss happen, it happens all the time. So what happens with impermanent loss? Let me give you my example here in a simple to see version of this. Okay, so right here, I have 500 colones, which is the Costa Rican currency, and I have one Balboa, okay, which is a currency here in Panama. Now, if I put these two cryptos into a pool, each one needs to have equal value. So for the sake of keeping things easy, let's say 500 colones is worth $1 and one Balboa is worth $1, okay? Just to keep it real simple. They're not worth that, but for this situation, we're keeping it like that. Now, let's say, for instance, somebody comes with another Balboa and they want to purchase this cologne because they think this cologne is going to go up. So they go ahead, they purchase this. This now goes into the liquidity pool. And let's say that there is a 25% fee that is charged. Now, let's say I'm the only one in this liquidity pool. All right. So now I have 2 colognes. Okay. And I have 25 cents. This is the fee that I've earned. So let's say, for instance, the cologne goes up by 100%. And I now have these 3 coins in my wallet. Okay. Now, what are these worth? I would have made way more money just holding on to this as opposed to putting it into a liquidity pool. So now I'm experiencing impermanent loss because when I put money in here, I ended up putting $2 worth of stuff, but now I only have $1 of stuff, including the fee that I've earned. Now, the idea here is that a lot more trades keep coming in and out, and I end up making more and more fees to where the impermanent loss no longer makes sense because I've earned all this money in fees. And now instead of $2, I've got $3 or $4 or whatever it is in fees. So it is a way to really hedge risk when you create these liquidity pools and farms, and it's a way for you to make a passive income living. However, it's very important for you to understand that when you are doing this, if you were to have sold when you just had these 3 tokens, the $1.75, you would have not impermanent loss, but permanent loss. And this is a really, really important lesson for you to learn when it comes to impermanent loss, because it can turn into permanent loss. Now, if you are interested in learning more about crypto, we have a link down below that you can do a 7-day free trial. No questions asked. You come in, you can come get access to all of our classes, and you'll see what it is exactly that we're teaching here and how we're making money, because there is ways to make sure that you minimize impermanent loss and maximize the amount of fees that you make. Again, if you're interested, that's down in the description. And if you're interested in learning more about yield farms and making passive income, there's a video right here. Check it out. I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.